Hi, this is Lady Lex UK, and this is part of the How to Make a Platformer series. In this tutorial, I'm going to make a enemy patrol. This is a type of enemy that you get in a platformer that walks backwards and forwards along a platform, and if you run into it, then it's dangerous and it kills you. But if you jump on its head, you can kill it. So let's see what I've built. So here's my puppet character. As you can see, there's my enemy patrolling backwards and forwards along this platform. If I was to walk into it, it will kill me. But if I'm careful, oh, I've jumped over him. I walked into him. It's not that easy. Right, on his head. There we go. He popped. He's gone. And he's dead. Right. So, let's make a new one from scratch so you can see the process. Right, first things first then. We'll need an enemy. I'm going to use the blank sliding puppet. Make sure you're not grouped into anything. Make sure he is an individual. There we go. Right. First things first. Into its puppet logic. Sorry, not that one. That one. I want to delete its follow behavior. Go into the controller logic and make it so that you cannot possess the enemy. Like so. And I need to open up the blank sliding platform, go into behaviors. I want to turn off look at me. So now this puppet is ready to be made. Okay, so scope out. Let's put down some tags. These are going to be the position where I want my puppet, my enemy puppet, to walk between. So I'm going to put my tag there at the end. I'm going to name that walk. Like so. And I'm going to turn the power off on that, and then I'm going to clone it. And I'm going to put another one at the end. There we go. So I've got two tags with I want my enemy to walk between. Then I'm going to create a timeline inside the puppet. And I'm going to get a keyframe. Stamp that in. And I'm going to open up tweak menu of walk and turn the power on that one. And then I'm going to create another keyframe, and I'm going to do the same with the other one. So now I've got two keyframes that turn on those tags. Right, so this is set up for an 8-second walk. So you have to decide how long you want your puppet to walk. And so this is going to act as turning on our keyframe. So if I was to turn on our timeline, and we're going to make it loop as well. So you can see that one is on. Now that one is on. That one is on. So they swap which tag is active. They're called the same thing, so we just need to put something in, then it will make our puppet walk. So I'm going to use the follower tag and stick that in. Whoops. Like so. And we're going to enter the tag walk like that, and I'm just going to put this up high like so. I'll leave the speed of the walk alone for a minute, and let's just turn it on and see what it does. So he runs along there, there's a pause, and then he runs backwards, runs forwards towards that tag, and then backwards towards this tag. Now if you've got an enemy that doesn't have a forward facing and it doesn't make any difference, it looks the same whether it's which way it's facing, then you don't need to do this next step. But if you've got an enemy with a face, which I have, then you're going to need to make sure he's facing the correct way when he's walking. So we're going to need a look at rotator, stretch that across, and we're also looking for the walk rotator, and make sure he stays upright. And I want to put the rotation speed really high, so I'm just going to put it up at its maximum, which is 999.9, and I'm going to put the rotation strength and that up as well. Now let's see what happens. Now you see he's walking in a really weird direction. Look, he looks really strange. And that's because the look at rotator has a gizmo attached to it. And what is happening is this is all pointing in the wrong direction. We need the X to be pointing in the direction he's moving. So grab the gizmo and move it like so in the direction we want him to walk. So now he'll turn and he'll walk. Okay, we've got that really weird pause, and that is because we're walking faster than the amount of time we've got. So we can change the speed of the walk. Let's just move it down to, I don't know, 3. Let's try 3. There we go. So he's walking along there, and then he's walking to there, and then he's walking to there. There we go. That's perfect. So now we've got a patrolling puppet. Let's just turn that off so that we can just, it looks a bit odd with all the microchips showing. There we go. So there we are. So there's a very simple way of getting an enemy to patrol backwards and forwards between 2 tags. And you can do this between 2 tags, 3 tags, 4 tags. You can get it walking in circles. You can get it walking in all sorts of shapes just by turning tags on in sequence. So it doesn't have to be a straight line like this. You can have him moving around all over the place. And you can randomly get an enemy to patrol as well by randomly turning on tags and turning off tags. Like so. Anyway, there we go. This is our patrol. This is now working. So let's make this a dangerous creature. So first of all, we need to open up his labels and make him a foe. And then we want to put in a trigger zone for the head. So I'm going to put a trigger zone on top of his head, and I'm going to use the cone shape. So I'm going to make it like a crown for the top of his head. And you've got to try and get this in the right position. It may look like the right position, but you go around and make sure you've got it in the right place and it's the right size. And there we go. I don't want it quite as high as that. There we go. Up a bit. There we are. Like a little crown. Okay. And what this is going to be looking for a tag called feet. And that tag is on the bottom, is on the feet of our player. So we've got two tags, one on each foot. So that's what it's looking for. It's looking for the feet of the player on top of his head. Let's just move our timeline out of the way. So if it detects the feet, then we want to destroy our enemy. And we also want to create a sound. So we go into sound mode, sound effects. I'm going to do a popping noise. There we go. Now, in order for the player to know that it's destroyed the puppet by standing on his head, I also want a transmitter. And we'll call that transmitter head. This is where we can differentiate between hitting the puppet and hitting the puppet's head. Okay, so there we go. So we've got destroy, a sound effect, and the head. Let's just make sure that sound effect sounds by just dragging this out a bit. There we go. Right. Over on our puppet, we've got an impact sensor. This is looking for the label foe. As you remember, we labeled up our enemy to be foe. An AND gate, and this is looking for wireless receiver. This is a wireless receiver looking for a message from head. So if there's no message from head, that means you've impacted the puppet without landing on his head. So we want to kill our player. So that's linked up to die. Now don't link up to destroyer. Destroyer and die is slightly different. If you destroy a puppet, it is removed from the game. If you kill a puppet, then other things can happen and it can respawn because this has got an is dead respawn option. If you destroy it, it's gone. So don't make that mistake. It's die is what you want, not destroy. So head, not, then it destroys. So impact, but not on the head, it destroys. Well, this will just destroy our puppet. So our enemy puppet. So let's try it. This should work. So we've got him walking. We'll jump over him. There we go. Pop. He popped. Let's just rewind it and try it again by running into him this time and not running into that one. Maybe I ran into him and I died. There we go. So it's all working. And there we are. It's as simple as that. Now, you have to be careful about making sure that the tags for your enemies are different because they interfere with each other. So if I had this tag called the same thing, I'll just demonstrate by just copying. There we go. I'm copying the whole thing. You'll notice it's activated to that one. It's now walked up onto this platform. This one is now confused because he's got two tags called the same thing, both of them active, and they're getting all worked up and destroying each other. So yeah, you've got to be very careful. Make sure your tags are called something else. I don't know, we'll call it 2. And you have to reset the you'd have to reset the timeline as well with the keyframes, because it's activating different tags. So at the moment it's activating this tag. So it's going up there. I don't want it to go up there. So it's following, it needs to follow 2. There we go. And that needs to follow 2 as well. Yeah, no, we're good. There we are. It wasn't the keyframes, it was the follow tags. There we are. And now it works. You just need to rename the tag and get it to follow the new name. So you can just, there we go, you can just copy them. Right, so that was our enemy platforming patrolling puppet. If you would like to play about with this, it is available in the Dreamverse remixable. The link to the collection is in the description below. If you've got any particular platforming tutorials you'd like me to make, please leave something in the comments, and I'll see if I can add that to the list of tutorials that I'm going to make for this series. And that's it. So I hope that was useful for you. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in your dreams.